because if we don't manage the stress, one of the things that may happen is that we become burned out. And I'll tell you what, burnout isn't pretty. And if you truly do become burned out, according to the research by Dr. K.W. Center, burnout isn't something you recover from some long weekends through the summer or over the holidays. If you truly do become burned out, it may take 2 to 4 years to recover from burnout. And I've never had anybody ever come up to me and say, Kit, the years I was burned out, best years of my life. No, they're the longest days of your life. But we should be able to see it coming. There's 3 stages of burnout, and the first stage of burnout is physical fatigue. You're exhausted. I think the best way to tell you've hit that first stage of burnout is if you have a favorite TV program you like to watch at 7 o'clock at night, and you sit down and start watching the TV show, and there's a commercial break in about 2 or 3 minutes. Next thing you realize, you wake up, it's 1:30 in the morning, there's an infomercial on selling exercise equipment, and you wipe the drool off your chin, you find the remote control, shut it off, head down the hallway, get a few more hours of sleep, you're exhausted. That's physical fatigue. Second stage of burnout is psychological fatigue. And many of us run into something called mindlessness or thoughtlessness. And I think the best way to tell you've hit psychological fatigue is if you're on your way from home, from work, and you think, oh, that's right, I need to pick up a gallon of milk. Next thing you realize, you pull up to your garage and you look down and you go, doggone it, I didn't pick up any milk. So you back out of your driveway, head down to the grocery store, then the next thing you find yourself doing is walking up and down the aisles of the grocery store trying to figure out, why am I in a grocery store? So, grab some paper towels, they never go bad. Grab some toilet paper, can always use that. Get in the checkout line, you look in somebody else's cart, they have milk, so you go back to the far corner of the store, get your milk, drive away with $20 of other grocery items, pull back into the parking lot at work, and I was on my way home, and then finally you get home. Mindlessness and thoughtlessness. At this point, OSHA says 16 days a year of work lost. Physically fatigued people get sick. Psychologically fatigued people get hurt. They get injured. So we want to make sure we manage the stress. And the last stage of burnout is spiritual fatigue. And that's a sense of hopelessness, helplessness, thoughts of escape, running away. You don't like your coworkers anymore. You don't like your clients anymore. You're sick of it. And I think the best way to tell you that spiritual fatigue is if you're watching one of those TV programs that has those stories about people that have run away to another part of the country for 5 or 10 years and none of their family and friends can find them. And as you're sitting there watching that show, you're wondering if you could do that, if you could just run away for 5 or 10 years. Just take cash. Take all the cash you can find. Credit cards and checks are too easy to trace. Just take the cash. So I don't want you to become burned out. And